We all have our favourite consoles growing up. For the 90s kids, it's obviously going to be the PS2 or the classic Xbox. For the 2010 kids, it's the PS4 or the Switch. But for us 2000s kids, of fucking course, it's the Wii. It sold like 4 copies and has a lot of universally loved games on there. Wii Sports, Super Mario Galaxy, Mario Kart Wii, Super Smash Bros. Brawl, New Super Mario Bros., Pokemon Park, The Sims, and of course, best of all, Cars 2. This console has it all. Take yourself back to a different point in time. Around 2001, the GameCube was just launched and it wasn't doing too hot. By December of 2001, only 600,000 copies were sold, which actually sounds pretty good and doesn't sound that bad, until you realise the original Xbox had released in just December alone and had already sold 1.5 million copies, which, by the way, the GameCube couldn't even reach 1 million by the time that year ended, which comes to show how low and behind they were getting in the console wars of the 6th generation. But to be fair, could be Sega. I'm sure everyone could not tell and was just thanking me for pointing that out. Now, Nintendo wasn't a stranger for not winning the console wars. Just the generation previous, they'd been beaten out by the PS1 by a pretty wide margin, but to be fair, being beaten by a console again on its first attempt is pretty rare. It won't ever happen again. Okay, this is just embarrassing. Okay, so the PS2 may have sold 135 million more than the GameCube, and the Xbox had sold 3 million more than the GameCube. But, you know, everything's fine, everything's good. But not for Nintendo. They knew something was off. So that's why, on May the 11th, they revealed their little project they've been working on for a while.
We gave you DS, a new Game Boy, and new games to play on them. And now you say, you want a revolution? Well, we've got one.
With a sleek design, everybody knew that this console would have a sleek name to go along with it, as long with a sleek remote control to show how fucking sleek this big white boy is. I also have a red one. Along with this, in September of 2005, the controller was revealed with a sleek design like everyone knew, and to be fair, it does look a bit like a teenager's idea of a dildo. There we go, and a full 7 months later, the console's name was revealed. And on November 2006, on the 19th of November, I know I just mentioned November, I'm just too lazy to go back and redo this bit, it was released, and it would go to the store. Now, POV, let's say you're an average geezer, it's about 2006, around Christmas time, maybe early 2007 if you're lucky, and you go to store to buy some groceries. And as a joke, pick up this little thing. Looks like a fucking explosive gun. Does not look like a gun, I just couldn't come up with a funny answer. You get a funny idea to buy this game, bring it home and give it to your kid. It's too bad everyone else on planet Earth had the same hilarious idea. But let's talk about pricing, shall we? When the console originally launched on November 19th, it costed $249.99 teeth, which was much better to Microsoft and Sony, with consoles costing up to 400 and 500 teeth respectively. But by the end of the 2000s, we had some great games that really made sure that the price was worth it. And let's talk about some games on the console, like for instance, Wii Sports, whilst to many people is just another packing game, I feel there's an insane amount of disrespect to this game. If this game failed to be as good as a tech demo as it was, lots of game consoles may be losing a lot of features that they all have to this very day, including rumble, motion controls, and cartoony avatars for you to customize. And now that I've said that, no actually, fuck off, kill yourself. You guys indirectly created those Xbox avatars that nobody fucking wants back ever again. Now you may be wondering, Woof, is your camera shit? And my response to that information is, yeah, but also, This didn't come in an actual thing, and I'm too lazy to buy Wii Sports again. So I just got this box that my parents used to store Mario Kart and Guitar Heroes. Game is in there. I can tell you, I can DJ on the mic. But on the topic of Wii Sports, now this is the real thing. This is the actual point of my discussion. This game is the shit. Wii Sports Resort puts the original game to shame and proves that motion controls isn't just a fad of the past, and chucks the deniers into my house where I rip them apart with my bare hands. I've loads of great memories of me and my friend playing the planes minigame and trying to murder each other because, wow, so many good memories of me blowing up my friends and throwing them into a volcano. But the game in general holds up well, but I don't have much time to talk about it, so I'll just recommend you this Psylocke Hawk video in which it covers the entire game. But watch me first, I'm brilliant. Another game I have good memories with, Wii Party, man. I have so many good memories of Wii Party. Trust me, I'll get into the stuff that you're probably expecting in a minute, but let me talk about this please, because I want to, because you're not in charge here. I've just come to terms with the fact I have a bunch of eyes on me, and the fact that you won't let me process this fact that you want is a bit hard. Let me be me, and look. Wii Party is made by the same people who made... Oh god damn it, there goes all my audience. For all 2 people of you remaining, Wii Party is an actually very good game. Instead of being restricted to this Italian plumbing fat ass, we get to play as ourselves, which already makes me prefer this vastly. I get Mario is very popular as fuck, but I'd much rather play as myself, or a woman. Even as a child, I was a puny little virgin white boy, just without the pedo mustache. Wii Party's main gimmick is the entire family sat in front of the TV playing mini games on the TV with the wacky antics, such as fucking zombies. 4-year-old me still has PTSD from this minigame, but the game in general still really holds up. I also have memories of playing this as a little kid back in 2013ish with my older brother, so yeah. But let's get into the stuff that you were waiting for. Super Smash Bros. Brawl. You probably think I was about to shit talk this one, but you guys are just mean. Contrary to popular belief, I believe this game is actually really fucking good. Now saying that, I haven't actually played Melee, but another game should not bring down a different game, at least in my eyes, and that's what I believe is what tricked people into thinking this game was bad. Is there flaws? Of fucking course. The online mode is shit, and the building mode, whilst alright, feels like Little Big Planet if it was programmed by a 13-year-old German kid who just learned how to use G-Develop in a week max. But other than that, damn, it's got a good campaign. That whilst I don't enjoy it as much as other people, it must return in the next Smash Bros game. If it doesn't, I'm going to scream at the nearest person until it does. I may have started prematurely. And here I've got New Super Mario Bros. Wii. I don't own this one anymore, so go watch Lil T's video. Tyson's pretty cool and we're mutuals on Twitters. Or we were. My account got suspended indefinitely, but in short, the game feels a bit empty, but that was the main focus, was because it was on multiplayer. And so, as you can tell, we already got one single player Mario adventure in the last 3 years, didn't need another one, so Nintendo just went fuck it, we'll go make a multiplayer one. Problem is, they still talked about it like it was a port of the DS one, which meant that a lot of people thought it was just an adventure. That meant it felt really empty for a lot of people, me included. I think it would have been better if they had a different title that really showed off that it was mainly based around multiplayer, but you know, you live and learn. Something like Super Mario Bros. +1 or something like that. Please don't actually call a game that. I just fucking something on the lines of that. But the thing you've probably been waiting for. Fuck. Mario Kart fucking Wii. This game is the shit. I could not tell you the countless hours me and my older brother have done playing this game, even to this day, and this game's good. I stand by the fact that this is the best Mario Kart game. Fuck Double Dash. This game is the stuff. Suck my dick. Mario Kart Wii is the 6th mainline Mario Kart game, and is either to you a classic of modern literature, Or it broke into your house, shaved all your dog's hair off and clogged it down the drain. Personally, I fucking love it, and it's probably just because of the nostalgia. But I have played the absolute fuck out of this game, and even to this day, I think it was really good. And in fact, I completed 50cc, 100cc and 150cc, but never gets old for me. I loved this game so much that when I was 8, and in 2016, I lost the game and fell into what I label as my mini 8-year-old depression spiral. I found it a week later. Really not one of my brightest moments. Whilst I started playing the online mode at the tail end of its life, I did manage to catch a few games. I, funnily enough, always came last. Wow, I wonder why. This game always gets a lot of flack for the characters, and my response to that is Mario Kart 8's character roster. Yeah, now you fucking get the argument. Though, one thing I can always understand is the dislike for the bots. Compared to Double Dash, it's like comparing how stealthy a secret agent is to a junkie who was just told that there was going to be drugs there and then realised he accidentally broke into the CIA. But on the topic of Mario Kart Wii, oh yes, this little fuck would have sent you back 40 teeth on launch, and it made Mario Kart Wii for me go from bearable to enjoyable. Not saying that the motion controls are bad, but I can't fucking stand them. I personally think the pointer is good and the motion controls are great with the Wii Motion Plus. It's just too bad that the Wii Motion Plus came out in 2009 and this came out in 2008. And whilst I gotta say, the Brick Plus Nunchucks isn't actually that bad. I mean, this just takes the cake. The classic controller feels like all the previous Nintendo controllers mixed together, except that one. Personally, I own a Classic Controller Pro because I'm not a retard, because I prefer the additions on this one, which feels more like an Xbox 360 controller, mixed with a bit of the PS3, which in and of itself is just the PS2, which in and of itself is just the PS1 controller, which in and of itself is just a SNES controller, which in and of itself is just an NES controller with a few upgrades. But what I'm saying is that this controller kicks ass and is the only way to play this game. And fucking fight me. But we must talk about one thing I only touched upon earlier. Online mode. I don't mind it, though Xbox and PS3 had the far superior online, mainly the fact they haven't been shut down yet. But back in the day, unless you had multiple Wiis, you would not be able to play together if it weren't for Wii Connect 24. But seriously, who the fuck would buy multiple Wiis? You really thought I colour corrected the Wii earlier just so it looked red. Looks like somebody was wrong. I'm a pathetic little virgin white boy who sits in his room and talks about retro games. What do you think I was gonna have? Just one Wii? This is almost as bad as a talking computer.
Did you just say talking computer?
Okay, I'm sorry. But Wii Connect 24 is alright, but friend codes, enough said. Thank God friend codes were replaced by the Wii U. I'm still baffled on its inclusion in the Switch. I'm also baffled why they didn't do the same thing as every other console and just have a username, though Mario Kart Wii Online was pretty fun. It's a shame that I can't say the same for every other online game on the Wii. Other than GoldenEye. That one was alright actually. And that's the Wii. Have I barely scratched the surface of this darn dang thing? That's a fucking stupid question. Of course I've barely scratched the surface, and I plan to keep it that way, you fucking moron. But looking back at those days, we definitely have better consoles now. I'd rather play the PS4 than the Wii, but I'll always treasure the days, the nights, and the absolutely horrible lucid dreams I had playing Mario Kart Wii at 2 in the morning, when I was 11. Well yeah, but I prefer this thing because it was when I was 4 feet tall. But then again, friend codes existed, and that makes it automatically 0 out of 10. Go fuck yourself.